After 10 years living in Paris, we finally got scammed, and we got scammed good, baby.
We are not above it.
So this episode, we're going to tell you about how a plumber absolutely just got us.
Oh, he was good. He
got
us so good.
He got us so good, and we're really actually quite sad about it and feel a bit betrayed.
Yeah, but I can't help but laugh.
No, that's our only strategy. And we're sharing this kind of partly as a...
This is therapy.
This is therapy for us. A warning for anyone needing plumbing help in Paris. And hopefully...
Do we have a solution? I don't know.
Yeah, don't do what we did. And look, I'm not going to lie. A bit of pity. Could use a little pity. I'm like George Costanza from Seinfeld.
Chuck us some.
Chuck us some pity.
Yeah, this way. We need it.
Yeah, but here we go. This is an episode of the Earful Tower unlike any I've ever done before. This is Lena and Oliver G getting scammed by a Paris plumber.
Oh, dearie me.
Shall we do it? So maybe we start with the facts.
It was a Wednesday.
Was it?
I think so.
It was definitely a Sunday.
It was a Sunday, but the problem has started on a Friday.
So luckily, no one in our building, because there is someone in our building who speaks English, and she does listen to the show.
Oh,
so we
Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Don't judge us.
But look, the problem started with it. Look, the kitchen sink did not work.
Yes.
The water didn't go down.
Someone had been putting too much food down the drain.
Presumably.
Yes.
And we did what we always do, is we asked the concierge. In a lot of Paris apartments, you have sort of they call it a gardien, which is someone who works and lives in the building, and they can typically point direction. Ours is lovely. Her husband is a plumber in inverted commas, I say. So whenever we've had three plumbing problems, and with all due respect,
I feel like we're outing someone here.
we're not, are we?
He doesn't even speak English.
No,
It's okay.
no one does.
Great.
In this story,
Okay.
he came and had a look and made it worse.
Andy, don't tell him.
He made it worse. He even asked me to go and buy
this
something.
This is not the first time he's made.
That's the third. So
I don't know what our problem is. Why do we keep on asking him?
yeah, but anyhow,
This is on us.
He asked me to go and buy one. They call it a ferret, I think, in English. Furet.
Yeah, it looks like
French.
a big silver snake with like a hook on it.
Yeah, and you're meant to put it in, and you're meant to twist it, and it's meant to unblock a blockage. So when he put it in, he goes, it's gone 5 meters in, and I'm afraid to say it's stuck, and I can't get it out. And we're like,
Where does he go? And he's like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Into the wall somewhere. And we're like, cool.
He goes,
Great.
I dare not fix it. You should get a professional. And he goes, but the professionals are so expensive. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but the professional.
But I was like, I'm already down. I've already spent money on this one. So anything will be better. Now, next day happens to be a Sunday, which I didn't really think about.
Typical is always a Sunday.
But I thought so first scam to avoid with plumbers in Paris
And there's a heat wave.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just mentioning this. There's a heat wave. We're not thinking straight.
Not thinking straight.
Dehydrated because we can't use the sink.
Now, a lot of people sort of break into Paris buildings and put little stickers on the wall saying, here's the number for the police, here's the number for the ambulance, here's the number for a locksmith, here's the number for a plumber. And the scam is that those numbers...
They're all shonky.
They're all shonky.
Yes.
And except for the police number. So you're like, oh, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Then when you call the number, they send out someone who scams you and takes too much money. I'm not going to fall for that.
You thought.
I thought. So what I did is I went on the internet and searched for a plumber. And I found one that says €39 call-out fee. I'm like, great. Even if it's useless, $39, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Fine with that, even if they say can't fix it, you need
If
someone
something seems too good to be true, it usually is. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I call the guy, and he goes, what's the problem? No, there's a kid crying in the background, so it didn't feel that professional. And he goes...
It wasn't our kid this time.
No, yeah, like in all the
I'm
podcast
there.
episodes we know. And he goes, no worries, we'll send someone out. Just so you know, it's €39. I was like, no problem. Bring him out. And then he goes in really mumbly French. He goes, not to mention the €120 that you take off the price of whatever you do. I was like, well, what does that mean? 120 that you take off the price of whatever you do? I was like, this is a riddle or something? So essentially, if it costs €200, there's 120 down payment on that or something. But if you spend the 200 anyway, it doesn't matter. So I was like...
Yeah, this is all dodge.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, yeah, cool. cool, come on.
Great.
Come out there. We'll be there in half an hour. Great. I was like, that's pretty good.
That's good service.
Yeah. So the guy comes out on a scooter. I was like, where's your, wearing shorts? Like, he didn't look like a normal plumber, actually.
No,
the more I think about it.
He didn't.
And he goes, can I park in your lobby? Like, inside.
And he had like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas glasses. You know that? Yeah. That's exactly what he was that guy.
He looked cash rich as well, this
Definitely.
guy. Yeah. So
there was no bank account.
No. So he comes out and he goes, let me have a look. Okay.
His mattress was fat.
Yeah, his mattress was fat.
Okay, anyways, yes.
He goes, look, you know it's a 39 euro call out. I go, no big deal. And he goes, plus the 120, blah, blah, blah. And I go, yeah, 120, take off whatever. And he goes, I'm going to have a quick look. And he looks at it and he goes, yeah.
That's a sink.
I don't know if he was a plumber, this guy.
I have no idea. I think he was an Uber delivery dude.
I think he was a middleman for real plumbers. I think that's what it was. And he goes, look, the way to fix it, I'm sure people are listening and going, no.
Yeah, there are a lot of like slap forward here.
Yeah, well, we slapped the hardest at the end. So he goes, look, there's two options here. There's two options. The first is I fix this by. He used the words I didn't know as well, but like I didn't think it was a plunger. But he basically said he had fancy words for I'm going to give it a plunge, and if that doesn't work, we're gonna have to bring in the truck. That's what he said.
Yeah, and that sounds expensive.
Yeah, I'll tell you the prices. The prices that he quoted. He goes, if it's the easy one, and the way he described it, I felt it was like. By the way, we speak pretty good French now.
Yeah, but this is different level, and he did not speak English.
No, he didn't want to either.
And he was fast. He was so stressy.
Yeah.
I think it's like classic scam technique, like speak quickly and put pressure.
We haven't even got into it yet, but he made us love him as well.
He made you love him.
I know. So he says what sounds to me like we'll push some light pressure in there, and if it fixes, wonderful. You just pay that fee. And I was like, well, what's that fee? And he goes...
We'll get to that.
I think he said the first fee, and I think he said 650 euros. I think that's what he said. And I go, whew, that's already steep. And he didn't mention it was Sunday or there was any additional fee there, and I don't even think there was. And he goes, look, and this guy was dodgy. He goes, I'll make a devis, which is like a...
Invoice, sort of,
and you sign it, and then you pay it. And he goes, in France, the way it works is if it's your fault, if it's like food has gone down the sink, you pay it. If it's structural or whatever, your landlord pays it. And I go, okay, but what if this doesn't work? He goes, you got no option. You got to get the truck in. And I go, what does that cost? He goes, I don't think we'll need it. But if we do, it costs 2,000 euros, and your building will pay for it. And I was like, I don't think my building will pay for it.
Yeah,
I don't believe
I can't
that for 1 second. He kept going, comme tu veux, as you wish. And I was like, oh. He's like, you've already paid the 39 and the 120 for me coming out. I was like, I thought that the 120 came off whatever we ordered. No, I've come out now. And I was like, oh, man.
And I'm taking a look. It's done.
Yeah, I think that's what he said, yeah. So I look at the devis as well, more closely after, and this is foreshadowing what's going to come back. It had things like, the plunger, 150. Call out fee, 150.
Oh my goodness.
The acid or whatever they put down, 150, which costs like $5 in the shop.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, heat wave. Oh. I was like, what if we pay cash? This is common in Paris. If you got cash, the devis doesn't exist. He goes, maybe we can sort something out, but I think I'll be able to fix it. And then I watched this guy do the most I'm going to swear, Lena. The most half-assed plunging I've ever seen in my life.
But it wasn't even a plunge. It looked, you know what it looked like? It looked like a children's water gun, like one of those super soakers.
I know.
It looked like that. It was colorful like that. And he was just like sort of pumping it a bit.
He didn't really try.
He was like pumping like 3 times.
Because obviously because he didn't want it to work. And
yeah,
I kind of wanted to be like, let me do it.
It didn't work.
Yeah. And he was so chill and just chilling out. And then he goes, oh, it didn't work. I was like, what do you mean? So now it's going to cost 2,000? He goes, well, like I said, 2,000 euros. I was like, no. I was like, there's no way I'm paying 2,000. I'm not even paying 2,000 today, even if it might get paid back. He goes, the problem's deep in there. I don't know what we need the truck to figure out the problem.
As you wish, he said. As you wish.
And I just, because there's no way I was paying
he's like, but you already paid this and it didn't work. Now it's for nothing.
And he goes, look, let's
And we're like, you make sense, sir.
And then he started being really charming.
I think he hypnotized us.
Oh, certainly hypnotized me.
Oh my God.
He said around this point, he looked at me and he goes, I don't know if he said, They're really nice. Blue eyes.
Oh my god.
But he goes, you got blue eyes.
Oh my god.
No one's got blue eyes. In France, we've all got brown eyes or black eyes. That's what he said. He goes,
You know what? I think he read The Game.
yeah, that book about picking
Yeah,
up
that
people.
was popular like 20 years ago.
So
Anyway.
he goes, you got nice blue eyes. And I go, fine, we'll do the 2000. No. I flat out refuse. I was like, there's no way on earth. And he goes, all right, we'll do 1200 if you pay cash. I was like, how do you get from 2,000 to 1,200?
This is off script.
And he goes, we'll delete the devis, the what is that word?
I don't know. Invoice?
The invoice, the facture, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll delete it and we'll do 1,200 cash. And I was like, what, if you can take it down 800, there's no way.
What are you talking about?
And at this point, we were all sweating so much. We live under the zinc rooftops. It was so hot. We didn't have water running. We had this guy in our house who was making us feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and he was making himself comfortable. Thank you very
I
much.
know.
Sitting down on the sofa and just hanging out.
So he goes, well, here's the thing. You're going to need to fix this by someone else then, and that's going to cost way more. You're going to have to pay at least 600 again, or the full 2,000 on top of the 600 you already paid.
And now, yeah, exactly. And he was like, "You're already down
Yep.
here with us."
And at this point, I know exactly what's happening. We're getting scammed.
Oh, good.
I'm hating myself a little bit. and Lena, you're sort of like, we're speaking Swedish to each other, our code language, and we're just saying he's scamming us,
In real time.
and we're letting him.
I know.
And I was like, but he mentioned my eyes. So at this point,
Very confusing.
I was like, I just was so against the idea of getting scammed. I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way I'm paying. I'm not paying. And he goes, "Come to the," and he just waited.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm gonna sit here."
And as it worked, we were scamming him back because somehow I didn't say anything. He just sat there until suddenly he says 800 for everything. I was like, where did 800 come from? He goes, I'll get the truck. This is going to cost me more than it costs you. I'm going to get the truck out.
I'm gonna get my guy.
Yeah, my guy.
My guy
He'll be
and my
here
truck.
really soon.
Yeah.
800 cash. I was like, what about the devis? He goes, we'll delete it. I was like, what? What is happening? But then I go, will you fix it though? What if you don't fix it then? He goes, if I don't fix it, I quit my job.
Yeah, what is your job, sir? You're certainly not a plumber.
Also, I'm realizing as we're putting this out publicly, maybe us offering to pay for cash is making us culpable in the whole thing as well.
Perhaps, but this could also be made up. So
Yeah, we maybe made up the whole story.
You cannot get us.
You can't get us, Macron. So at this point, we're like, oh, send out the truck. Just send out the truck.
Just do it.
And the guy goes, cool, I'll wait on your chair while you eat dinner. Can I use the bathroom?
It was so awkward.
So we're eating dinner next to this guy, sort of like hating ourselves.
Offering him some chicken.
He's like, can I use the bathroom? And I'm like, I don't want him to use the bathroom.
He
Not
was
because
like, I need to fair pee. You're like, what? Okay,
And I was
fine.
like,
That's okay.
I don't mind someone using the bathroom, but I kind of didn't trust him at this point. I was like, what if he tries to block it on
Yeah,
purpose?
I
Put a
think-
little, I don't know, put some stones down there. So at some point, this guy arrives with the proper machine, and now I'm like, he's kind of making sense that it's expensive because it's a Sunday, short notice, two dudes, a full-on machine.
A hose being hosed up via the window. We're
the
on the
top floor.
6th floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of effort in that.
Yeah. So they bring this whole thing, and he I think he even puts a camera in this guy to look at the problem. And he goes, well, I see the problem. It's the calcium buildup. And I was like, hang on, that's not our fault then, is it? At this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He goes,
It's all cash.
and so
Nothing's legit anymore.
the main guy goes, you need it to be cleaned out. We've got the cleaning stuff here to clean the
Oh my God,
calcium.
I forgot about this.
Like
bit.
we've got it's called I can't remember what they call it, but it's like a nettoyage, whatever. He goes, we can do that for you for 400 now cash. And I go, whoa, absolutely not. There's no way. There's nowhere. Not. There's no. And I was
We
like,
are
"There's
not
no-"
parting with 1 more cent.
So the guy goes, I can fix the food clog, but this calc buildup is gonna come back and haunt you in maybe 3 months, maybe a year. You're gonna get haunted by this again. And I was like, I don't care. I'd rather we'll do someone else. We'll fix it next time. No way. And then as the new guy is fixing the problem, the main guy turns to us and whispers so the other guy can't hear. He goes, I know I said 400, but 300 and we'll do the cleaning. And I was like,
What are you talking about?
And for some
like,
reason-
is he scamming his bro
Yeah.
there down on the floor?
and I whisper back, no. The whole thing was so weird.
He's like, I put a time bomb in your toilet.
So this guy fixes it. They're getting water everywhere. They don't do any
Oh,
cleanup
no,
or
no,
anything.
no, no,
Total mess.
Yeah.
But they fix it.
Yeah,
Problem fixed, right? Guy leaves.
for now.
We've got the cash ready. We start paying the guy cash, and you know what he does? He turns around before he, like, I was like, what are you going to hide a 50 or something? He goes, oh, I should count it in front of you. I was like, what? Okay. So he counts it, and you know what he says? He goes, because at this point we know each other. He goes, you're Australian, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, in Australia you don't do tips? I was like, are you kidding?
Get out.
What?
But like, he was kind of charming.
Yeah. And I'm like, haha, no.
Yeah.
You know what?
It was kind of beautiful.
I feel pretty sure I've never been scammed of anything in my life.
No.
Certainly not in Paris.
But with such finesse.
This guy finessed us.
Yeah.
And later I looked up online. There's a lot of people get scammed similarly in Paris. Also, the price of getting a Sunday fix probably isn't that far off what we paid.
Probably, yeah.
But the weirdest thing is at the end of it all, he goes, because we did a cash deal, we have to delete the papers that you'd signed. This is so dodgy.
This is super
So he
dodgy.
gets my phone out of my hand, deletes the email that he sent with the signed thing. Then he opens my junk mail and deletes it from there as well.
Oh my god. As you say it, it's so bad.
So bad.
Yeah.
So then I talked to the landlord. I was like, by the way, we fixed it. There might be a calcium blockage.
And he was
that'll be a
like,
problem
can I
later."
please have the papers on this?
Yeah, I haven't responded. Because I don't know what to say. So,
So there's that.
look, we come across stupid in this story.
Yes, it's humbling.
We maybe come across a little naughty paying
Yes.
cash. Or maybe it's them that are naughty. I don't know how it works. Maybe this story never happened.
Yeah, maybe.
But what I will tell you is if you're in Paris and you need to get a plumbing thing sorted, check whether it's your fault or it's the landlord's fault. Don't do it on a Sunday. Scroll
Certainly
down the Google results, because anything at the top, even if they got good reviews and stuff, is probably fake.
If you do a divvy,
It's the
send
sign
it to a friend or something. Save
Post it on
because they're
Facebook before it's deleted.
Because they're gonna delete it from your junk.
Yeah, and I've heard a million similar stories about locksmiths, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you ever get locked out of a building,
Beware.
yeah, it's just wait a bit.
You had a guy.
I've got a guy.
Yeah.
Send me a message. I'll
Good
send you my
guy.
guy. Was like an eighth the price, but
Yeah.
I don't have a plumber. So if you have a plumber,
Yeah.
send it along, because we're gonna need it.
Share the love.
I think we'll end this episode on this.
Well, yeah, there's not much of a solution here, except...
There is a solution. If you're thinking of coming to Paris, please book a walking tour with me. Probably will accept cash. No, I wouldn't. I'll make you delete your sign thing and ask for more cash. No. But book a
yes.
walking tour and support a small family-owned business, which this week is struggling and hasn't done groceries or coffees. But we do have a working sink. Also, consider, if you haven't before, becoming a Patreon member or a Substack member, because, baby, we need it. Art. Lena, you've got art. We'll do on demand.
Oliver's open an OnlyFans.
You do what you got to do. Look, guys, hopefully we entertain you a little bit with our stupidity. It takes a lot to share such a traumatizing story. But look, gosh, it's a
there we
minefield out
are.
there. And
Yes.
may your pipes be always working.
Clean.
May your plumbers be never that guy.
And may your day be great.
Great. On that note, thanks for listening to the Earful Tower. We'll be back with more regular stuff next week. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. And if you do find yourself with plumbing problems, do the very least wait until Monday morning to take the plunge and fix it. Adios, everybody.
Bye-bye.